Fair use. Fair use. This, before I go into this video, is going to be a woman, right, complaining about fairness in women's sports. And let me read this caption. Alana Smith speaks out for fairness in women's sports. We must set the record straight and allow women to play on an even field. Let's see what she has to say.
My name is Alana Smith, and I just completed my freshman year at the University of Tennessee. My father is Lee Smith, a Major League Baseball Hall of Famer. My mother, Cheryl, was a high school track athlete and still runs each day. I have two uncles who played professional baseball and in the NFL. And lastly, my twin brother, Nicholas, is a three-sport athlete who excels both on and off the field. Being an athlete is in my DNA. With encouragement and early coaching from my mom, I began focusing on short distance running. During my high school freshman year, I set various personal, school,
I'm bored already, but let's keep going.
and conference records and achieved personal goals of focus, training, and performance. I knew I had the opportunity and capability to be one of the best female track athletes in the state. That was until I found out I'd be competing against biological males. Mentally, it was devastating and defeating.
Gotta step your game up. Gotta step your game up.
I knew the outcome of the race before I even lined up, that the muscle memory and strength of the biological male competitor next to me would beat me at the finish line.
Hey man, you can't go through life, you know what I'm saying, being defeated before you start the race. You know what I'm saying, Sean? No. I'm trolling. Let me let her continue.
At that moment, I had no choice but to be an advocate, not just for myself, but for all women who want a fair and equal playing field, no matter the sport. It is my hope that this lawsuit is an important step toward fair competition for future generations of female athletes. Thank you. My name
I don't give a look, man. You get what you voted for, and I would be very interested in her voting choices. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, she wasn't. She said she was a freshman at Tennessee State. So, yeah. So she wasn't. She probably wasn't old enough in was it 2020 elections, whatever. Anyway, or whoever she voted for in her district. But like I said, I do not care, especially not now. I do not care that men are coming into female sports and dominating. I do not care, because you know what? Let me tell you this. Frankly, I wouldn't care if women were coming through men's sports and transitioning and becoming men and trying to play, because, and I don't even think most men would care anyways, because we already know what the results are going to be. Like, we'd actually commend them for doing that. You know, we actually commend, like, the men that are that are transforming into women. We actually commend them for staying in male sports. That means you really trying to keep it fair. You just want to do what you want to do. I can respect that. You know what I mean? But I'll say that I don't care that men are coming into women's. I don't care, because people have been saying this for years, that this was going to happen. And when the Christians brought it up, they didn't care. They called them bigots. They called them misogynists. I like saying it like that. They called them, all types of, they're discriminating. I remember I always talk about how when I spoke up about the whole bathroom thing, people stopped fucking with me. You know what I mean? And it was just the interest. I was like, you know what? I'm not even finna touch that. Everything. What the normies don't understand is they don't see this was just an organized train wreck. You know what I'm saying when I say that? Like, it's a big organized train wreck. I saw this coming a while back. I showed you the Dave Chappelle clip where he was talking about, women talking about equal pay in sports, how we don't care about this, and how they deserve more. We need an equal playing field. And Dave Chappelle was like, you could shut the fuck up. And he brought up that LeBron James example of him say if he transitioned to a woman, what it basically asking, what is it to be a woman? And he said, because basically, if true equality, right? If you want, because there's really no such thing as equality. True equality would be, there would be no WNBA. It would just be a whole league, and if you're good enough to play, you'd be good enough to play with us. Quoting Dave Chappelle. Now, this is equality. Now, here's the problem I'm gonna have, because I already know women are gonna complain about anything anyways. This is the problem I'm gonna have. There are male conservatives. These guys got to be one of the biggest simps in the world. Probably not more than the liberals, but I'm like, bruh, they're still like, if you look at the comment section, they're still blaming men for this. Like, we created this. Oh, men are just joining us and trying to eliminate women's sports. Like it's our fault. Like, I gotta show you the comments. Let me show you something real quick, man. Oh man, hold on. I gotta find this. Oh man. I don't know. Yeah, here it is. He says, and here we go again, having to fight for our rights yet again. This madness needs to stop. I say, line up in your races. There's one. As the transgender races on their own, Transformers races, I'm sorry. Only then will they take notice and hopefully do the right thing for biological women. I'm sitting there like, bruh, this is not on men. This is on y'all. You brought this upon yourself. This is why I tell you, all women are feminists. All of them. Because when I remember I showed you about the race I think last month. And basically it was only like 2 women on there that was like, you know what? We kind of brought this upon ourselves. So we can't even, and I appreciated that comment. This is where, when we talk about accountability, we talk about self-awareness. You know what I mean? It's rare that people have this in general on both genders, mind you. It's rare. And even the male conservatives are just, first of all, when have men even cared about women's sports this much? I'm gonna keep it real. I think a lot of the male conservatives, they're just doing this to virtue signal a little bit. And this is my opinion, and I think they're trying to take this opportunity to get back in women's good graces and basically like, you see, we saved you. I think that's what I think. Maybe that's me being cynical, but I think the male conservatives are coming at it the wrong way, because really, you really should just let it go. You really should just let nature take its course, and when nature takes its course, everything else will follow. That's what I believe. That's why I don't even believe I should not. If I see any, I'm gonna close it off with this. If I see any male conservatives marching for women's sports, I'm going to look at you as the male liberal feminist. I'm going to look at y'all in the same light, because you're the same thing. You're the same people, in my opinion. You know, I could be wrong, but that's how I look at it. I do not feel bad. Most of them voted this in. This is why I believe most people shouldn't be able to vote, not just women. I believe most people should not be allowed to vote, because it's even in Chicago right now, it's black people shocked about the whole immigration thing. I'm like, you literally voted for this. They literally said this is going to be a sanctuary city for the immigrants, and now you got black people mad at the immigrants. I'm saying, bruh, don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. Let me sign off before I say something.